Yep. Alright, so. Good news and bad news. Bad news. Schedules didn't work out this week. So we are likely taking a bye week from gaming. But, kind of a good thing. Good news is I probably needed more time to do what I want to do to be able to have the game I want to have. So, we left our friends. Last left our friends. Did I say that right? Last left our friends. They had gotten to where Tao needed to go to come back to the Shadow Plane, to the capital city, which is Aula in my world. This city is built after the Library of the Sublime in the Astral Sea that the Illumians created. Interplanar wonder of the world kind of a deal. Basically a giant floating Great Library of Alexandria. It was attacked, it was raided, it was destroyed. Of those who fled, took as much as they could and brought it here, which in all four corners, they built basically replicas of the Library of the Sublime, which is where they store these artifacts, which is where they store what they were able to save, and these four serve as the... And they also kind of made it a citadel now. So, Tao comes back to Aula. He is supposed to meet with his superiors and the Cabal of the Black Table to talk about these crystals that he was sent to go find. Problem is, did I already get rid of the tab? Problem is, the entire city is under siege. Again. So what the hell are we looking at here, right? We're looking at a 500 by 500 grid of the city. Using this awesome new tool, Owlbear Rodeo. Owlbear.rodeo. You can upload your own maps. You can drop tokens. You can upload your own tokens and drop them. Didn't find out about this till Wednesday, and this tool is fantastic. So what is this hot mess of a map we got here, right? I just moved a token. Pop it back down. So we have the city of Aula. It is being currently sieged and invaded by a Drow Gith coalition using the Drow's navy and the Gith's numbers and expertise of both the astral and the shadow planes. Why are these two groups working together? Well, it turns out that the Gith came with very bad intentions, and both the Drow and Gith matriarchs have begun collaborating. All other factions of the Drow be damned, which is the group of people Tao learned all of his skills from. So Tao, the Illumian, Shadow Guard, or Shadow Sentinel. Shadow Sentinels are the, like, special forces of defending Illumian civilization. So he is really torn right now. We're both, these people who taught him everything he knows, and his own people are now in conflict. And I hope that he's suspicious of why the Drow attack, and he doesn't just swallow it whole cloth. If he does just accept it and just goes, huh, that's weird, we'll start dropping clues like some of the drow that they kill or that they see, they maybe like walk over a body or something. Some of the drow have like black cataracts almost over their silvery eyes, which should hint that something is afoot here. Anyway, so thinking, I placed out a bunch of tokens, kind of showing battle formations of who's setting up where, right? So we have large Spelljammer airships coming in. Finally introducing Spelljammers. We'll see if the party hijacks one. That'd be fucking cool. So we have 3 large and 1 exceptionally large Drow naval Spelljammers. They're also riding in with a few Shadow Dragons with casters mounted atop them. We've got some Driders in the mix. Excuse me. Represented by the skulls. Right? They're going to be armored Driders. So that's going to be fun. We've got these black kind of helmet tokens as the Gith. Maybe the Gith? I haven't really decided whether it's Gith or Drow or some... Probably not a mix of both, right? I'll say the Gith are all the helmets, and then the eyeball ones, I'm thinking are caster types, and those will be the Drow that are mixed in with everything. So, then we have fists, which are like Illumian warriors, and then we have shields, which are also Illumian warriors, or we'll say the shields are Shadow Sentinels, and a lot of them specialize in abjuration and protective magics, right? Makes sense. So originally I had the party land here. The 4 squares are portal, not intersections. The only way to get in and out of the city are through these 4 areas. And you can travel to and from planes, to and from different areas of the Shadow Plane. Though why really would you? And travel in between the Illumian colonies. So, this is the token that I created for the party. So I can move the whole party at once. And if they want to split up individually, I will give them their own individual token from there. Or, which I've also considered, is just pick a color, make a circle. You got a bunch of colors to choose from. You're this, you're this. Done, 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 right? So the players will be able to move their own tokens on this map, which will also be fantastic. And the really crazy thing, a measurement tool. Amazing. Incredible. It's a very hands-off approach. This opens me up quite a bit. Actually, no, I think I decided that these crosshair things are the Shadow Sentinels. These are just shield bearers, abjuration, sorcerers, etc. So the party will be in here. They're going to meet a general, other Shadow Sentinels, and basically get the backstory rundown of what's happening, right? What's going on? What do they know? What's the plan? The plan is that they're in deep shit. And they are going to preemptively evacuate. Excuse me. Why would this be in here? Anyway. Okay. So, plan is to preemptively evacuate. They need to get... Here's the whole city without all the clutter. They need to get a bunch of artifacts out of these libraries. Each library holds 2 powerful legendary relics of the gods or the demigods of Illumian society. So at the library where the party will be, you have the Horn of Galautru. It summons an old black dragon who is Galautru's herald, and this black dragon will assist whoever blows the horn, but it's also a black dragon, and it's a very, very, very powerful one. Double-edged sword, if they decide to use it. Also really bad if it falls into the wrong hands. Also in here are the Tears of Surinik, which will be a gorgeous vial worn around the... It doesn't matter if it's worn or carried. Gorgeous vial of a clearish blue liquid. This is a chaotic evil god of Illumian society. So if you distribute this in some way, it will cause unrest and revolution on an intended group. Whether that is a small group like a party or a cabal, a senate, a military group, all the way up to an entire government. Just immensely powerful divine thing that could just cause complete havoc. So they're gonna get that out of there. This area, if they run into it, this agriculture area, is where the crystals were supposed to be taken. I'll probably let Tao know that. I'm not sure how I'm gonna have the general or someone tell him that that's where he was supposed to go, but don't worry about it anymore. Because he might worry about it anyway. I don't want to make that interesting if he decides to pursue that route. We have the capital ziggurat. This is the capital building of the capital. Basically just big ziggurat, triple waterfall coming down into a large fountain area with a giant statue of their prime god, their Zeus, their Ra, their, the big boy, the first. Going down a bit more, we've got the hexagon, right? Not the pentagon, but the hexagon. Artifacts down here, we have Book of the First, Tarmon's Process. So Illumians are humans that went through this ritual called Word Made Flesh. This turns people into Illumians. This is basically the first Illumian's journal on how he turned himself into Illumian and the whole process. It was broken apart and scattered throughout the multiverse. This is the actual process of doing it, but this is his journal about how he came about it, and there are several fragments of the actual process in this. So, it's massively important to Illumian society. Then there's also Wathakuzuki. Wathaku is the anti-Illumian. He is the most evil Illumian god, and he wants to erase Illumian society of undoing the whole process and making all Illumians not Illumians again. So that key holds the power to unleash him from imprisonment. Over here, which, if you will remember, is most likely unreachable. The party will have to fight through multiple warships raining down on them. They'll have to get through this stalemate with this wall of force. The heaviest amount of presence of the enemy forces, a summoning circle being developed just outside of it. 2 dragons, more warships coming in. If they get here, they get here. But I highly doubt that they will want to go here. but I've been wrong before. So in that place, we've got this guy's torch, where crafting or making things inside the light of the torch applies crazy fucking bonuses. And then we have Coyote's Sandals, who's this like bard friend of Illumian Society, or Illumian demigods. They're cool sandals. They're magic sandals that are really cool. We've got general markings and things of what things are, where they are. Over here, these little colors are where I originally was going to place the party. I still might. I'm not 100% sure where I'm going to place them yet, but I have a week, so we're good. Here we have Whistle of the Wind Ghost Galleon, which a wind ghost is this delightfully phallic creature. I think it's from the elemental plane of air. But basically, if the party grabs this whistle, I'm assuming this will be their, unless they hijack one of the drow spelljammers, which would be really fucking cool. I'm assuming that the Wind Ghost Galleon will be their first, if they have one at all at this point. Alright, let's see here. Show hide, navigation, thumbnails. Yeah. Delightfully phallic thing. But it's massive. Huge aberration. It's got big long tentacle things. It just flies all the time. Never has to rest. And I basically just put like a boat underneath it. It's like tethered around in a harness. It doesn't seem to mind. It seems to listen, kind of like there's reins on the thing, right? Instead of big sails and stuff. So they'll have this thing. Which, I mean, penis jokes galore, right? Especially once you see the token. I mean, it's accurate. I added the wings, but like, let's see. Before the wings, it was real bad. That's just a penis. It's a penis with like two little things, right? Add the wings. We're getting a little better. But hey, no one's first car is all that great, so their first spelljammer / flying boat machine is gonna be hideous. Anyway, inside each of the libraries, there is an extra dimensional copy of the library, where everything in the library, since they lost their prime library the first time, everything in each of these 4 libraries has been copied. Everything non-physical, so anything written, anything painted, anything drawn, has been copied and is inside of a 4-dimensional cube, which I have this lovely prop that I 3D printed out a long time ago. And I finally have a use for it. So there'll be like a little light that glows in the center here, right? And it glows out from the center. For those Critical Role fans, this will basically be a happy fun ball, and my party is going to try to gather all 4. Again, it's highly doubtful that they get to the southwestern one. It's difficult. Honestly, if we put them here, they're gonna get this one and those artifacts. They're gonna be highly incentivized to go down here and get these. So those are crucially important. I doubt they're gonna come over here. I may see, the thing is like I want to move the other crucially important ones over here because I do want the party to head this way, but I also need them to head this way. They may just have to get real creative, which is fine. I could just pose them an impossible task and see if they can finagle it. Might do that. So we might put them over here. Both crucially important are on the other sides. They have to do it before going to the next step. The next step being summoning Aule, Alicia, the Librarian god. She is who was the protector of the Library of the Sublime, the library before this place. When that library was conquered and it fell, took it very personally. A lot of Illumians lost faith in her. She helped establish this place, and she lives in a demi-plane. One of the only entrances being in this place. And from her demi-plane, she keeps a force shield, basically a sphere, wall of force sphere around the entire place. The gift got through that. How? Who knows? Figure it out. Anyway, she needs to be summoned back to the city to help defend it. Party goes, gathers the MacGuffins, comes back to the ziggurat. In the ziggurat is where the tether is. They activate the tether of some process I don't have figured out yet. Activate it. She arrives. The force shield completely collapses, disappears. She arrives. Now it is a god, like dozens of casters versus multiple dragons, flying ships, several dozen casters, and the party is just in the middle of all of this. Now that I'm talking all this out, it actually sounds a lot better that we get the party to go down to the ziggurat, activate the tether, get her here, tell her basically what's going on. She goes out, more hell and chaos breaks loose. The party has to go get these fragments and then get the fuck out of here. How are they going to get the fuck out of here? That's a great question, because there's on the Spelljammer is a weird term, because I feel like spell jamming is like signal jamming, right? So the Drow and the Gith have come prepared with teleportation jamming devices or abilities or what have you. So the party is going to run to one of the towers that they came in on, and after a while, if the Drow get close enough, that tower is not going to activate. So this tower, totally shut down. This tower will likely fall second due to the reinforcements coming in. This area will fall. Everything's going to get backed up into here, and then this will probably start to become overrun and then pushed back, where this will be the last tower to get out of. Oh boy. What? Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. We start the party down here. They come out. They see the airships, like they see the horrible shit that's going on. They come down here. They gather the MacGuffins. They come back out. They run up through the barracks. Find the tether. Activate the tether. The god comes. Right? God comes, joins the party. They're then going to have to come out of the ziggurat and get to this library, gather these MacGuffins, run out, come into here where this will begin to fall. The Illumians will be pushed back. They will really hurriedly get into this library, gather things. At that point, I want to show other Illumians giving up hope. They start raiding their own library, and they're just like, fuck this, I'm out of here. This isn't worth it. A Shadow Sentinel will, be the honorable one, stand up to these traitors, pillagers, and he is going to, try and be the law enforcer who doesn't use his gun right away. And he's going to get swarmed and stabbed by like 8 or 9 other Illumians. And Tao's going to watch it all happen. He's going to be torn again. Do I do what that guy just did and try and protect my people? Is it justified to kill these people right now after I've witnessed them kill one of my brothers in arms? Do I kill the people I'm trying to defend? I think that'll be great. So they deal with that. Go grab the last of the MacGuffins. They run to this tower. They probably fight their way through into the tower, only to find out that the tower doesn't work. Fuck. So then they're going to have to fly out of the tower if they haven't already used all their spells. Fly out of the tower, jump out of the tower, blow a hole out of the side of the tower and run out that way. Get out of that tower, run across the city, back again to here, where everything will be, backed up and cornered into. Then they will be able to begin to teleport. Where do they go? I have no idea. Oh, I do have an idea. That's a fucking lie. So we can get them to a cabal that is in the original plane the campaign started in, which is where we need to get to eventually. So I'm stuck in, do we throw him into another plane? Do I throw him back to Ikoria just to just to fuck with them even more? I would like it where they get in the teleportation circle and one of these shadow dragons just lands on top of the tower, like pokes his head down and just blasts as they vaporize as they teleport. The blast comes through, disrupts the very last seconds of their teleportation, and they get sent off somewhere else. Ikoria would be brutally funny. I could also turn this tower off, but now they have no way out except for one. Crag has the sword Tear, which got them into this entire mess in the first place. Going to Ikoria, meeting Tau and Photinos and Cheville. At any moment, they can open a gate and try to leave and go somewhere else. So, I've been reading Larry Niven's The Smoke Ring because way back when I was little, my brother was running it. My older brother was running a campaign, and this was probably still my first campaign ever. And we went to a place called the Smoke Ring, which was this fantastical zero gravity, but kind of not really. It goes well with Spelljammers, which he didn't. I don't think he really incorporated at the time. There's never really day or night. There's the sun's a neutron star that's not really bright. It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating setting. Weird to make exciting other than how weird it is. But I've been taking a few notes, and I'd like to send them there, at least for a bit, just to be holy shit, everything's we're so far away from what normal is at home that once they go from there to home and they're finally at home, it's gonna be oh my god, this is great. Except everything's changed because they've been gone for so long. And I'll have some nice time dilation, right? Time travels much, much, much more quickly on the smoke ring, meaning you spend a month on the smoke ring, you're spending a year in your home time, right? Um, so I'd like to do that, but I also don't want to give our players like novelty fatigue, right? Just like new stuff, new stuff, new stuff. Reevaluate everything. Oh, physics changed again. Now time is changing. But we also need that so that when they do get home, there's that feeling of, oh, we finally made it home, right? I do want to have that. So we've got an interesting balance to play. I'll probably just see, like, feel it out where the party is, how they're feeling by the time we get to this exit point, or whenever Crag pulls out the sword and starts cutting into the air. We'll see. Which is also a point where we need Crag and Crag's player to get the 2B in game. A lot of pressure on her that she doesn't know, that they don't know. But we need them to be there. Because Crag could, again, fundamentally change course of the entire campaign at a moment's notice. Which is stressful and exciting. We are getting... so that's basically the whole game plan for episode 10. Going more into the meta of all of this, we're getting close to sandbox mode, interplanar sandbox mode, which I'm not 100% sure I'm ready for yet. Just thinking about it kind of gives me anxiety. If they go full sandbox mode on their home plane, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. Those of you who don't know yet, I'll pull up the map of the home plane. So this is the old hand-drawn map that they've known about, that we've been going off of for a while. And then I started digitizing it and expanding out. Truvala's down here is just this like little corner region that was like barely referenced to. This is the new world map that the players have access to. Pretty cool stuff. This chain of islands is where the very first session was, and then they came back up here, collected their reward, end of the one shot, and then we just kept playing. And so the world expanded out from there. Where's the whole world? I swear I had the whole thing. Oh yeah, it's a big one. So there's this giant desert sea, which if we do just send them back home, that's where we're gonna send them. Yeah. So the whole world map isn't finished yet. But the conflict region is basically finished. So I have Tau basically has a cabal, you know, somewhere around here, or maybe nestled over here. Like just real far away from mostly everything else. I think I had Photonos being somewhere. Like maybe he's like deep in the Riverlands or something. Maybe not. Maybe we can make something interesting like way out in the wilderness. Or he could be up here. We'll figure it out. So if we send him back home, I plan on dropping them in the desert. I need to drop them in the desert that It's just like a hell of a trek to get home. And if they go past this little blue dot here, that is where I tried to hook them to go a few times to help the dwarves. That is the dwarves' original home capital. They came from this great mountain, found a dragon. As they were digging, the dragon took everything as his hoard. They left, they traveled through the desert for weeks. They found an oasis. They set up at this oasis. Many centuries later, they dug so deep that they discovered another evil, and it made them mad. And you basically have 21 days later go throughout this entire capital. Most of them ran. They came to Cradle Thane. They met the elves. History is from there. So, I think putting them through the desert would be cool. I want them to go through a desert environment. I want them to deal with heat. I want to throw sandworms at them. I want that, like, dune things going on. I think that'd be really cool. And, higher level play can definitely still have to deal with that. And I can throw, like, really nasty stuff like flay winds and stuff. Sandstorms that are just so aggressive and abrasive, it starts chewing at you, as if it was like a barbed wire sandstorm. Yeah, that is my plan loosely. If we send them back here, I can do the sandbox thing a lot easier. And I think if I put them... Okay, so again, talking this out, it's starting to make sense. If we put them through the smoke ring, even just for one session, most of one session, doesn't even have to be the whole session, they will be like, all right, fuck all of this, we're never planeswalking again, right? They're gonna have to, but we'll get them tired of having to leave so that they stick to one area, pop them back home, they travel home, they finally get to their plot of land, Sho is there, he took it over, and he is immensely powerful because it has been a decade since they've come back. Turns out time travels really fucking fast on the smoke ring. So, that's gonna just be like all of these things finally coming together. I'll have to talk to Cheville/Sho's player. We're probably gonna do some like co-DMing on that session when they get back there. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of world building with him in the meantime, just so they could hear rumors about that sort of a thing. Get a little bit of a heads up. Probably not put all the pieces together, and he's gonna have to shut his mouth as a player. Which I'm confident he'll be able to balance those. Yeah, go through desert. I'm excited. So that's the plan. Chaos, get things together. I got a lot of things open. Chaos, grab all the MacGuffins, get the fuck out. They're gonna pop out. They're gonna have to pop out in a Cabal. So I guess we put the Cabal in the desert? Could be a thing. I just got rid of it. Put the Cabal in the desert. There needs to be like some finality to it. I also need to... I need to make one of the Dragon Riders of the Drow wielding or equipped with several fragments of Degayorn. Degayorn being the most ancient evil deity that was shattered into 1,000 pieces and sent across the multiverse. That is Photonos's main drive right now. Crag wielding Tear. Tear being about 3 fragments put together. Also being one of the legendary 9 swords. I could introduce that guy wielding one of the legendary 9 swords, also being the fragment. We can have all 9 of these swords once put together becomes Degayorn's sword. I like it. I like it. And then we need to establish how Bothanos' deity, Gaia, communicates with him even when he's all the way in the middle of a fucking city on the shadow plane, right? How is that link maintained? How does nature communicate with him in a place completely devoid of what we normally know as nature? We have a lot of what ifs. And we used to not have a lot of time, but now we do, and I'm kind of relieved. I was looking forward to playing. I always look forward to seeing the friends, but we are thankful that we have another bit. Did my screen just go green? Weird. All right. Well, that's basically all I got for the DM prep so far. A lot of nonsense. We're going to war. We're making the party gather things, while dodging dragon breaths and lightning bolts and war and chaos going on all around them. Tao is going to be confronted with multiple moral dilemmas. The party is going to have to support him, or hopefully not cause any like splits, not cause any issues again. Poor Zach has rerolled multiple characters because every time the party just tells his character to fuck off for the most part, and like unintentionally, pseudo unintentionally. Anyway, yeah, chaos, moral dilemmas, MacGuffins, come back, go to another plane, get home, find out it's been a decade later. Alright, we'll catch you guys next week, updated on more detailed plans of what to do here in Aula, what will come of the smoke ring when they get there, and where I'm gonna plop them out back home. Alright, see you all next week.